If that first 5 seconds doesn't get them to understand, build a rapport, show your whoever you are, they're not going to go on.
I have some kind of geeky questions of things that like just how things have changed over time. You've kind of crushed YouTube and done so much on YouTube. I'm just curious, like, are you still using some of the same strategies that you were using back then? Has YouTube like not really changed in terms of how you produce and how you put up content and all that stuff? Or has it like radically changed since you started?
Personally, I haven't been posting content videos like weekly basis. I've been doing mainly just YouTube ads, writing VSLs, but what's changed, and I'm not running the ads, but when it comes to writing the YouTube ads, pretty similar formats. So we had, we would target the 3 sections in a YouTube ad. We would hit the impulse buyers, which are people, like yourself, you love shoes. So if this new pairs of shoes come out and you see in the magazine, your heart instantly goes, I need to just get it. If I see it in the store, I'm probably going to get it. So that doesn't take a long message. So we would do the impulse buyer call to actions, and then we would explain the logic to justify your impulse, because you really just need to be told why, the reason why you really wanted to shoes, you just need confirmation. So the logic confirmation, and then going into testimonial, and then the emotional side of it. So it's the same format, except now you'll see them being rearranged, where you take the testimonial first and then explain the impulse later, or just, so really similar. But at the end of the day, the most important part is your hook. And I think, and that still applies till today. In fact, I've talked to ad agencies, and they don't realize that hook, even though it's such common sense, they don't realize that hook is the most important part. And just the first sentence could change the way your whole ad convert, just one word or one sentence.
For sure. And I do have to comment that I'm not the only shoe fanatic in this conversation. As we can see, you have a lovely display behind you. And we did connect on our mutual love of footwear. Myself for the high heeled end, for you the sneaker end. But still, I mean, it's, I'm a shoe freak, but that's not what the episode is about. But I do understand that, when I'm presented a pair of shoes, it's like the image of me in those shoes, or the image of like, how is this going to go down? I'm going to wear these shoes with this outfit. It's going to make me feel like this. I have the special shoes that I use to go to special business meetings and meet people and stuff like that. So it's just an emotion. So if I see a pair of shoes of somebody who I can identify with that is doing something successful, that's what I want to do. I want to buy those shoes because, so human emotion obviously hasn't changed for since the beginning of time. But when you said the hook, the hook is really important. I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but because of TikTok, I feel like there's a bit more of an instant gratification. You got like, I don't know, 5 seconds to say something that's going to grab somebody's attention. So whatever time you spend on all the other parts of that video, if that first 5 words, 6 words doesn't grab somebody's attention, you're done. You're toast. Like they've already moved on.
Let's pretend I'm a single guy. I'm younger. I'm a single guy. I'm looking to pick up this lovely lady there. I could be the most educated, the kindest, the smartest, whatever, and done all this work to build myself up. If my exterior, the first 5 seconds that she sees me, if I'm not well put, my hair is not done, maybe I won't get her to even learn about my insides. And that's the same with your ads. You have the best information in the world, but if that first 5 seconds doesn't get them to understand, build a rapport, qualify them, show your whoever you are, they're not going to go on. So that's why you got to spend most of your time on the hooks. If I had 5 hours to write an ad, I would spend about 3 to 4 hours just keep cleaning up that first sentence, that first part. And I'm role playing my hook. I don't just write them. I started on membership sales where I had to convince people to sign up, right? And I would take those closing pitches that I used and put them into hooks, because those were the most emotional, jarring ones. I'll give you an example. I love role playing, right? And then, so for instance, a good one that I used for an ad, for a lead that actually worked really well was, so when I sold a membership to let's say a 60-year-old and up, and I asked them to sign up, and the guy tells me, no, I got to think about it. I'm not really going to do this. Then I would give him the closing pitch. I would say, hey, Mr. Richard. So when was the last time, can I ask you a weird question before you go? And I understand you don't need to sign up today, but when was the last time you seen an overweight 80-year-old just walking around freely, happy, this year? Me, I haven't. What about you? Oh, and I haven't either. What about overweight 70-year-old? I haven't. What about overweight 60-year-old? Maybe just one. I've seen one overweight 60-year-old just walking around. He's like, yeah. I was like, that's you. You're a unicorn. Did you know most men over 60 that are obese? If you really think about it, where are all the 90, 80, 70-year-olds that are overweight? They're gone. So that's a good closing pitch. It helps them realize, but you're not being mean. So I took that hook and I put in our ads and our VSL leads, and they will convert because it really makes this person think from the very beginning.
Hope you found today's session valuable. If you have any questions for me or just want to connect, please feel free to visit my website, mariasparagis.com. That's mariasparagis.com. I'd love to hear what you're working on, so drop me a line on any hot button issues your business is experiencing. And remember, don't worry about failure. You only have to be right once.